The Ghaznavid Empire, spanning from 977 to 1186 AD, was one of the most powerful dynasties in Islamic history. It was founded by Alptigin, a former slave-turned governor, who established control over Ghazni, a region in present-day Afghanistan. His successor, Alptigin, expanded the empire further, but it was under Mahmud of Ghazni, 971–1030 AD, that the dynasty reached its peak. Mahmud was a brilliant strategist and an ambitious ruler who sought to expand his empire into India and Central Asia. He was the first ruler in history to take the title Sultan, a term meaning authority, signifying his independence from the Abbasid Caliphate. Ibn Khaldun, in his renowned book Muqaddimah, describes Mahmud as one of the most disciplined and pragmatic rulers of his time, whose legacy was a mixture of military conquest, economic ambition, and cultural development. But what drove Mahmud to launch 17 invasions into India? Was he a religious warrior or an opportunistic conqueror? Let's explore. Interesting fact, despite his military success, Mahmud's empire was short-lived, and within a century of his death, the Ghaznavid dynasty fell to the Ghurids. Mahmud's invasions were not random. They were driven by specific political, economic, and religious factors. Economic greed. Persian historian Al-Utbi in Tarikh-e-Yamani states that Mahmud looted enormous treasures from Indian temples, particularly in Mathura, Somnath, and Thanisar, turning Ghazni into one of the richest cities of its time. Political expansion. Mahmud sought to eliminate the Hindu Shahi dynasty, the dominant power in North India, and extend his rule deeper into the subcontinent. Fragmented Indian kingdoms, unlike Mahmud's centralized, professional army, Indian Rajput rulers often fought in small independent units, making them vulnerable. Interesting fact. While some historians claim Mahmud was a Ghazi, warrior of Islam, others argue that his primary goal was wealth and power, not religious expansion. Unlike Muhammed bin Qasim, 711 AD, who established Islamic governance in Sindh, Mahmud never sought permanent rule over India.
Between 1000 and 1026 AD,
Mahmud launched 17 military campaigns into India. Among the most significant were on
1001 AD,
First Battle of Peshawar. Mahmud defeated Jayapala of the Hindu Shahi dynasty, forcing him into exile. Humiliated, Jayapala set himself on fire in public, ending his dynasty's rule. 8 AD Battle of Waihind. Jayapala's son, Anandapala, united various Rajput kings against Mahmud. However, their lack of coordination led to their downfall. Interesting fact. The Rajputs fought bravely, yet their reliance on traditional cavalry charges was no match for Mahmud's organized and disciplined army, which used fast-moving horse, archers, and Turkish military strategies. 1125 AD, temple raids. Mahmud plundered major Hindu temples, including Mathura, Thanisar, and Kangra, accumulating vast wealth. 25 AD, the Somnath Raid. Perhaps his most famous invasion, Mahmud attacked the Somnath temple, allegedly taking 20 million dinars worth of gold. Persian chronicler Firishta claims Mahmud smashed the idol, but Indian sources argue the idol was hidden before his arrival. Comparison. Unlike Mahmud, later Muslim rulers like Akbar, 16th century, promoted religious harmony, proving that Islamic rule in India evolved over time. Mahmud's invasions had long-lasting effects. Political shift. Indian kingdoms were weakened, paving the way for the Delhi Sultanate, 1206 AD. However, ironically, Mahmud's empire itself collapsed soon after his death, falling to the Ghurids' economic drain. The massive looting of temples damaged India's economy, yet it remained a cultural and trade powerhouse. Interesting fact. The gold looted from India was used to fund universities, mosques, and libraries in Ghazni, turning it into an intellectual hub. Religious and cultural influence. Islam spread further into Punjab and Sindh, and Persian became the language of administration, influencing future Mughal rulers. Reference: historian al-Biruni, who travelled with Mahmud, wrote Kitab al-Hind, a detailed account of Indian culture, science, and traditions. Despite Mahmud's military brilliance, his empire crumbled after his death in 1030 AD. His successors, like Masood and Bahram Shah, were weak rulers, and by 1186 AD, the Ghaznavids were overthrown by the Ghurids, ending their rule in South Asia. Interesting fact: the once magnificent city of Ghazni, now in modern Afghanistan, lies in ruins, but Mahmud's tomb still stands, a reminder of his controversial yet impactful reign. Mahmud of Ghazni remains one of history's most debated figures. His 17 invasions changed South Asia forever, leaving behind a legacy of both destruction and cultural exchange. Was he a plunderer or a champion of Islam and knowledge? The answer depends on one's perspective. Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe Muddassir Academy for more historical insights.